Avengers Age of Ultron coming out, I wanted to do a video basically talking about every single movie that has been released in every single Marvel phase. Since the last two videos I've made were for DC and for Star Wars, I wanted to make one for the Age of Ultron. Even though I have not seen it yet, I have a ticket to go see it and I'm pretty excited to see it. It all started with Iron Man and Jon Favreau directing with Robert Downey Jr. in the first Iron Man, which I thought was fantastic. I thought it was up there with the level with The Dark Knight, which was an amazing movie that came out the same year. Tough year for superhero movies, competing with The Dark Knight. We also had The Incredible Hulk, which probably carries the least amount of continuity towards the Avengers entire lineup and timeline, because it was played by a different character, different actor, and obviously none of the characters from the original Hulk movie have returned to any of future Marvel films. So it's very much its outside movie, but it's still considered part of the cinematic universe and a part of Phase 1. The next movie didn't take place for 2 years with Iron Man 2, and Robert Downey Jr. returning and Don Cheadle making his debut as War Machine. And also we were introduced to the likes of Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. We had the reintroduction of Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury, all with a lot more. Agent Coulson was also in the movie. The unfortunate thing is that I feel like the Avengers was sprinkling too much of the storyline into the Iron Man movie and then let it be itself. I would think that was the main problem with it. A year after 2010, we were introduced to Thor in 2011 with Chris Hemsworth playing as the man himself, Thor. And I thought Chris Hemsworth plays the role pretty well, and Loki was a huge shining point in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe and in this movie. Tom Hiddleston was a great cast. I felt like he was a great contrast to Thor's brutality with his wits. And this movie, I felt like this movie was very strong in itself. You know, there's parts of it where it was a little too cheesy, or it was just a little too much silliness. Overall, I thought the first Thor was pretty solid. Later in 2011, we were introduced to Captain America, played by Chris Evans. The movie itself, I thought it was solid. I thought it was good foundation. Again, like all these movies are, you know, I feel like they're just stepping stones for the Avengers. The build-up is real. The build-up is there. The basic storyline to get you through. I thought Hugo Weaving was a fantastic Red Skull. I kind of wish they bring him back, hopefully in the future, I don't know. And it all came down to Avengers in 2012. We were finally brought into the Marvel Cinematic Universe at its finest. We had Thor, we had Black Widow, we had the introduced Hawkeye, we had Iron Man, we had everybody you would like to see in an Avengers movie that was already introduced. Everybody was brought in, everyone brought the fire. It was exciting, it was a fantastic fresh new take on a comic book movie, and the payoff was fantastic at the very end with all the characters together in that circle. You know, you could think it's cheesy, or it could be like 20 years from now everyone would be like, wow, that was cheesy, but at the time, and you know, still now, it holds up pretty well, and I think it'll keep holding up. I think it will maintain its hold on a lot of culture, and I think it's always going to be revolved around pop culture for a very long time. So much like the first time, Iron Man started up the second cinematic universe, and he started out with Iron Man 3, Robert Downey Jr. returned, all the characters returned, but Shane Black was directing instead of Jon Favreau because of issues that they were going through in Iron Man 2. You have trials, you have errors, but I felt like the movie in total was entertaining, it was fun, it was obviously a new spin on the character of Iron Man and Tony Stark himself, and you know, the ending leaves you wondering, how is Iron Man going to get back into the Avengers group? And we'll see that in Age of Ultron. Later that same year, we get Chris Hemsworth back as Thor in the Dark World. I thought it was okay. I didn't like it very much, but I do love the fact that they introduced Christopher Eccleston as the main villain. In the movie itself, I thought it was pretty simplistic. I thought it was okay. I thought it was entertaining. I laughed a lot. There was a lot of moments that left me going, yes, that's great, I want more. But there's a lot more left for Thor. We still have a couple. I think he has one more movie left to go before he makes his exit, or only appearing in Avengers movies. But you know, I thought Chris Hemsworth, again, still a great casting as Thor. He plays the part very well. Natalie Portman's returned solid as well. I thought all the characters who returned did their best. In 2014, we reached two of probably the best Marvel movies that they've introduced since the first Iron Man and obviously the Avengers. We got The Winter Soldier that brought back Chris Evans as Captain America, and I thought he was fantastic in this movie. I very much loved the comic book feel it still had, but I still enjoyed a lot of the politics that it brought in, the scheming, the spy thrill that it got. It felt very much like a James Bond movie with Captain America as James Bond, which I kind of think would be the American James Bond is Captain America. But all in all, I thought it was a fantastic movie. Definitely enjoyed it. One of the best from 2014. Then we get to probably the biggest surprise of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that is the Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought this movie was great. I loved the casting. I loved everything about it. I loved the fact that it came on my birthday. Came out on my birthday. But a year before it came out, I saw the panel, I saw the promotional pictures to it. A lot of people were still skeptical about it. And the storyline itself, probably not the most complicated, but it was still fun. It was definitely one of those movies that you just sat down and you loved it because although it was in continuity with the Avengers and that universe, it was fresh because we got to take into a different area, a different time and space. Overall, I thought the Guardians of the Galaxy is probably a huge gem that Marvel's going to be proud of for a very long time. Then we get to 2015. We have 2 Marvel movies coming out to end the second phase of Marvel Cinematic Universe, and we get 2 pretty good ones and 2 big movies, AntMan and obviously the Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron, like I said, it's been hyped, it's been analyzed, it's been speculated for months and months and months. And Ultron's the villain, and the superheroes are back. I will talk more about the storyline that follows that in an Avengers movie that I will make after I watch the movie, obviously. But like I said, all the cast are back. Robert Downey Jr., everybody's returned back into the roles, and they're excited to be back. Joss Whedon's done directing for Avenger movies for now, and I feel like probably for the rest of his life, because I heard that it's been very stressful on him to get that production line going. Following up a success like the Avengers is not very easy, even for somebody as capable as Joss Whedon. But I'm really excited to see what they do with Ultron. I'm really excited to see what this will end, because obviously this is going to lead to a Marvel Civil War. But we will have to see what happens in this movie. Somebody might die, somebody might not. We'll see. And then after Age of Ultron, we're going to fizzle out into an Ant-Man movie with Paul Rudd, and a lot of problems that went on to this production, mainly being the director. And you know, I really was sad to see that, you know, Ant-Man wasn't going to be directed by Edgar Wright, because I feel like he brought in so much and he worked so hard to make the movie work and to write the movie and to make sure it made sense and to make it unique. And there's no clarification on what exactly why he left. I think it was not just creative differences, but dramatic creative differences. Maybe he wanted to do something dramatic, and Marvel's like, no, that does not line up with our continuity. I'm still excited to see this movie. I thought Paul Rudd casted as, you know, Ant-Man was great, and I can't wait to see what goes on in this movie, because I really have no idea. So let us look into the future. Let's look into the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We got a lot more movies. And when I mean a lot, because there's 2 Avengers movies, there's so many standalone movies coming up of new characters. There's hardly any sequels. There's only 2 sequels from the old Marvel movies into this, minus the Avengers, and that's Captain America and Thor, and those are happening very immediate too. Civil War is next year, 2016. And there's so many things that are going to be lining in there. Obviously, it's going to be a line of fire between Captain America and Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. And that's going to be very interesting to see what goes on during that movie. We got the web crawler coming in. We got Black Panther. We got a Doctor Strange with Benedict Cumberbatch in the starring role. And there's the Inhumans. There's a lot of movies out there. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm excited, and you should be too, because we as fans get to watch a lot of these Marvel movies happen. The only thing obviously that worries people is the fatigue, because you got these movies, you got the X-Men movies, you got the DC movies, and even Star Wars. You know, all of them kind of fit into that category of cinematic universes, and it's definitely a fight of arms of who has the best of a lot of the best, pretty much. But in a way, I'm still excited to see these Marvel movies, and I hope to see Marvel succeed for a very long time, because nobody wants to see their superhero in a bad movie. Nobody does. So let me know what you guys thought about this movie, and don't forget to like and comment if you have a chance. It'd be fantastic. Also, guys, please don't forget to check out these other reviews and breakdowns of trailers that I've got here in this boxes right here. These boxes right here. Please check those out when you get the chance. Also, check out our podcast. You know, we have episodes on our YouTube page right now, and we go live every Wednesday, 3 to 5 Central U.S. Time. And these links below, you can watch and you can listen live every Wednesday. Please check that out, guys. Thank you for watching this video, and go watch some movies.
Tune in Wednesdays, 3 to 5 on The Wire, OU Student Radio.